Something is up with this full moon on April Fool's Day. It's a full moon in Libra at 12 degrees. And it's not just about relationships. This is a financial and energetic recalibration point, especially for spiritual entrepreneurs. So let's break it down. If you're new to my channel, I'm Trina, your intuitive guide with the chakra vibe, helping you navigate life's energies. And we're going to talk about the full moon in Libra, okay, happening on April 1st, 2026 at about 10:12 p.m. Eastern Time. Now let's get on our tinfoil hats for a second. This full moon is in Libra, so Libra is run by the planet Venus, and Venus brings in a lot of good money, goddess energy, the good things in life, pleasure, joy, that kind of vibe Venus wants to bring in. So Venus does have a lot to do with money as well. So I'm really thinking that there's going to be some kind of financial announcement or something happening on this full moon week. They're already setting the stage, we'll say, for something new with finances. All right. And that can be a few different things. I mean, we can already see in investment land, the AI bubble's about to burst. We're probably in a depression right now, but they're just not saying so. And, things like that. There's stuff with money, right? Even like I got an ad for DoorDash, and it said, staycation, order in and staying at home. So I'm already noticing this vibe of kind of like staying home, saving money, that kind of thing, right? And it makes me think too, there's a thing between Saturn and the moon, and they work together in this feedback loop. And every time there's a full moon, that's when they harvest the souls out of the moon, goes to Saturn, and then there's this kind of loop. But that's for a different day to talk about that. But what's interesting about the moon is that the P1000 camera had been discontinued. I think the P900 camera was discontinued too. And these cameras see very, very far away. A lot of people thought it was because it was debunking the globe theory or whatever.
Come here, I need to show you something. The number one reason why a lot of people are waking up to the truth of flat Earth is the Nikon Coolpix P1000. This camera is the most powerful zoom in the world. Here is how I know that we are gaining traction, because they are discontinuing this product as of February 29th. Multiple articles. Several Japanese stores list the Nikon Coolpix P1000 as and will be discontinued production. Why is that important? Here's why it's important. The number one proof, besides people who believe in the Bible, for flat Earth is the fact that you can see way too far. The reason why this camera is being discontinued is because they do not want normal people going out there like me, who can go out there and zoom in on miles and miles and miles and see absolutely zero curvature. They are losing their narrative. They are in trouble and they are losing their grip. This is the reason why they're wanting to ban TikTok and everything else, because all the truth that's starting to be exposed right now.
And maybe they're right. There's another few things I saw where you can sometimes see through the moon and see Venus.
Is Venus just smaller and closer and in front of the moon right here? Or is the moon transparent and we're seeing through it to Venus? This photograph was taken last week. It is Venus through the moon. Through the moon. It reminds us of certain patterns on flags we've seen before. I figured everyone would be covering this, so I didn't bother. But I haven't seen anyone covering it yet. But either Venus is little bitty and in front of the moon, or the moon is just transparent and we're seeing Venus through the moon, which we should never be able to see Venus anyway. It's orbiting closer to the sun, supposedly, and anytime it's night, we're on the side facing away from the sun, right? In this model. So Venus is orbiting closer. It'll always be behind the ball of Earth. So that's at least two impossibilities in one photo. How many more impossibilities can you think about when it comes to the heliocentric model of Earth?
I'm not saying it's true or it's not true. Who knows nowadays, right? What is fake news, what's not? But that could be potentially maybe another reason why the P900 or the P1000 in specific was discontinued. So remember, Libra is the full moon, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So I'm seeing like a lot of this Venus stuff happening here. And it is at 12 degrees. 1 plus 2 equals 3. The number of merging, blending, growth. If you take the 1, that's the man, and the 2, that's the woman. They create a child. The 3, 1 plus 2 equals 3. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff, that rabbit holes we could go down with this. But I really want to just talk about what it means on a more practical way, removing any tinfoil hats and just sort of seeing what the energy is here. Because a full moon is sort of a culmination of something you've been doing, or an ending, almost like a chapter reset. Every full moon is like that. And so we have the sun in Aries, which is in the 7th house, opposing the moon in Libra in the 1st house. This is the self full moon in Libra versus others axis, 7th house. Okay. But here's where it gets powerful. The Venus, which is ruler of Libra, okay, the full moon in Libra is ruled by Venus. Where's Venus? It's in Taurus. She loves being there, by the way. And that's in the 8th house of money. Also hidden information, 8th house. Okay. And then we look at Mars, which is the ruler of the sun in Aries right now. Okay. Mars rules that. So we got to see what's Mars doing. Well, it's in Pisces in the 6th house. And we're going to talk a little more about that in a second. 6th house is a lot about our daily lives. And Mars has a lot of energy in that 6th house of our day-to-day lives, our daily routine, and our health. And then there's one more thing happening amongst all this stuff is Saturn in Aries is sextiling Pluto in Aquarius on this full moon day. This is activating long-term structural wealth through your community, through your business systems. And so we're thinking long-term game here. So all these dips and all this crap happening with the investments in the stock market, well, this looks like a new financial reset almost is coming into play here. How your daily habits, 6th house, and your business structure, 7th and 8th house, and your self-worth, 1st house full moon. These things are either supporting your income and your abundance and your receiving, or they're blocking it.
Stay tuned for more.